Welcome to Fabulously Flawed with your host, Marni, where Mondays mean motivation, and by Wednesday, we're dishing out dazzling advice with a Newsweek twist. This is your go-to spot for embracing the mess, celebrating the successes, and never letting anyone dull your sparkle. Join us for laughs, life lessons, and a whole lot of fun. Fabulously Flawed, where perfect is overrated and every flaw is fabulous.
Hey, fabulous friends, fabulous listeners, fabulous humans, fabulous everybody. Thank you for listening to Fabulously Flawed. I am your host, Marni, and I am so honored and humbled you are joining me for Newsweek Wednesday. What's Newsweek Wednesday? I have the honored privilege and humbled privilege to be an opinion piece writer for Newsweek. They have different scenarios from family and parenting, relationships, what should I do? People write in and they need expert opinions. So the fact that Newsweek, like friggin' Newsweek, uses me to do an opinion for their situations. So every Wednesday, Newsweek Wednesday, I read something, one of the articles I did, and I read why I wrote it, and hopefully something in there can help something that you're going through. You could take my advice and hopefully it will work. And so far, so good. So let's go with this one. Couple's reason for being afraid of their daughter-in-law sparks fury. A woman asking for advice on handling her nightmare in-laws' gaslighting behavior has found support online. She wrote, "Am I being unreasonable?" She explained that her mother-in-law's constant observation and cruel comments about her body and parenting abilities were upsetting her. However, when she asked her to stop, her in-laws called her crazy and said they didn't like being around her. My in-laws recently told me they're afraid of me. She said they don't know how to talk to me and that they always say the wrong thing and I get offended by them and then they're uncomfortable in my company. A lot of users leapt to the poster's defense, warning about gaslighting and other narcissistic behaviors. Me, motivational coach and author of True to Myself, Marni Goldman, said that societal expectations can force us to put up with other people's bad behavior, whether our own family or in-laws. If you were to put passive-aggressive, gaslighting, toxicity, and narcissism in one big pot, these are the exact ingredients needed when describing the poster's mother and father-in-law, she told Newsweek. That would be me. She needs to stop wasting time and energy. No matter what she does, she will always be wrong in their eyes. It's not unusual for a narcissist to villainize their victims when confronted, but the best thing to do is not react and remove yourself from the situation. Do you hear that, guys? Don't react and remove yourself. These are very toxic people and your mental health is the number one priority, she said, which is me. By staying away from them and the dark clouds they represent will bring some much needed sunshine into their world. So basically, I really hope that they read this, and you have to realize time is gone. And it's like right here, right now, can't get it back. So I say this all the time and I preach. If you look at your mental health as an emotional daily debit card, like you get $100 a day, we only have so much emotional energy daily. Why are we going to waste it arguing with people that are meaningless or basically have no respect for us and you're not going to win? All you're doing is going back and forth, beating a dead horse. So you know what? With people like that, now you know, okay, try to make peace. It didn't work. You don't like me. I don't like you. If we have to come together under certain holidays, if you could be on your best behavior, great. If they treat you like shit, you don't need to be around anybody that treats you like shit in this earth. There isn't anyone who deserves that. Nobody. It's how you treat yourself and how you will allow people to treat you. So by staying and standing up for yourself, you go, girl. What she did was saying, I'm not going to allow this behavior anymore, because so many of us bite our tongue, suck it up. You know, we don't want to upset our husband or wife dealing with mother-in-law from hell. In my book, I don't want to tell the whole story because I really want you guys to read my book. But my mother-in-law, hates me more than life and almost verbally killed me on a cruise, emotionally went for my jugular. And I believe if there was a knife around, she might have stabbed me by telling me everything she thought about me. So I get it, what you're going through, but you know what's happened since then? I've never been in a room with her. So I now know my mother-in-law and me, it doesn't work, which is a shame because I really, truly loved her. In fact, I'm going to go on a little bit of a side note here. No good deed goes unpunished. So back in 2016, I think it was, 15 or 16, I went on a cruise with my husband. My mother, was taking the whole family on a week cruise. There were other family friends going. So it was like 5 different families. And my mother was talking to my mother-in-law, and she was like rubbing it in her face going, I'm taking the children on a cruise and I can do this. I do not talk to my mother because of this kind of behavior plus Jumanji size more. So anyway, I felt so bad. I'm like, why are you doing that to her? That is so rude. So you know what? She had just lost her husband. Invite her on the cruise. Okay. So we invite her on the cruise and she lost her shit and had a meltdown that I don't think anyone, my husband has never seen in his entire life. And it was the scariest moment, and no good deed goes unpunished because I felt bad for her. And then she slit my throat like I was hemorrhage. I must have bled out from slitting my jugular emotionally. That's how bad it was. So anyway, point being, I don't put myself in a situation with that woman because of that. So when you know people are not good for your mental health, your energy, think, it's contagious, like rotten fruit. If you put a rotten piece of fruit next to a healthy piece of fruit, the healthy piece of fruit is going to become rotten because it's next to a rotten piece of fruit. People are like rotten fruit. You don't want to be around that energy. So this girl, good for you. And I hope your husband has your back because it's so hard. But maybe through communication, people can find some sort of peace. Maybe now I will, it's almost 10 years. I could reach out to my mother-in-law and, say some things from my heart that I've never said to her that I really appreciated about her. So I think I'm going to try and make peace, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. And Diane, if you're listening, shout out, and I'm giving you a heart, my hands made into a heart that I'm going to reach out to you. So on that note, guys, have a fabulous Wednesday. Have a fabulous day. Remember, never let anybody burst your bubble. Never let anybody burst your bubble. Never let anybody dull your sparkle. And for everybody who celebrates, wishing you the healthiest and happiest new year. I love you guys so much, and tune in tomorrow where you have Taylor and I putting the fun in dysfunction.
Thank you for tuning in to Fabulously Flawed. Remember, every Tuesday and Thursday, it's your time to join Marni and Taylor, the mother-daughter duo that's redefining family time with a twist, putting the fun in dysfunction, one episode at a time. Craving more? Visit us at fabulouslyflawed.com. And don't miss out on the feel-good vibes with our exclusive merch at fabulouslyflawed.net. That's with 2 Ds on Etsy. Keep your sparkles shining and spread that fabulous energy.